Hi, it's T. It is Sunday, September 15th, 2019. It is 11:45 p.m. and I'm just coming on because I'm here working on items for vending at my quilt show this Saturday. So I was just saying I'll come in and see who's up. So I'm just here working on device covers. Little device stands. I'm trying to make some more of these so I can see if people would be interested in purchasing them at the quilt show. And then if not, I've got great family gifts done. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Let me put that back for a minute. And in my video, I do have a video on this online, and I was using rice because I couldn't find what I did with this. And it's actually quick clumping natural cat litter, and it is actually walnut shells. So that's what I normally put in them. And the reason why I use this like to use this instead of rice, because if the rice gets wet, then it can make a mess, and it's a food item. You know, you don't really want food item to get wet. So just in case you spill your drink or something on it, I've got it kind of protected. So we've got Vicky Lemire here. Hi, Vicky. You were the first one in here. Got Letitia here. Claudette, Quilt Gal. Eric is here. Hey, he's up. And then the Molly J says hello. Hi, welcome. And Sonia Jones. And Yvonne is here. Hi, Yvonne. Yes, so I'm just here filling this. I've got it sitting on a case here, but it's still not high enough. So I think I'm going to pop this on the floor. I've used up, this is what size bag? I probably made, because I gave away some at retreat last year, and then I gave a couple more away, and I've got 7 or 8 now. But this is 14 pounds, and it's like on the last third of the bag or so. So I've used a lot of this. And then I even have some backup. So I'm not gonna put too much in here. Hi, Pamela. Eric says, what is she doing? I'm filling device stands. I fill them first with walnut shells, and then I put fiber fill on top. And I like to put the walnut shells in, or something a little heavier. Rice is really heavy, so it's a good weight, but yeah. So I just fill it up a little bit like that, and then I'll be stuffing it the rest with fiber fill. And then I'll put my device in one so you can see it in one. And I just lost my charger to my phone. It just flew on the other side. I have to take my case off because I've got the handheld thing on it. But normally you sit this on your table, and then like you can watch YouTube or whatever, and I'm holding it in my hand. And then I've got them different sizes. Got 3 different sizes. Like I said, I got a video on how to make these. I'm trying to move stuff so I can open the container up now. So this is the little mini. Thinking about selling it for $6. And then this is the medium for $8. And then this is the large for $10. And then on this batch that I'm making, I started putting a design on some of them. So I'll probably charge a couple extra bucks for the design, maybe. Right there. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing, Eric. Should be sleep. So I'm starting with the smallest ones first. Get them back over here. Oh, Eric says his phone cover converts to a stand. That's pretty cool. I have on my iPad, I have like a optional stand that I bought. And so I do like that too. But for my actual phones or when I'm at computers and stuff, I don't carry everything around. So it's cool that your phone cover converts to a stand. And this right here is a stand too as well. I like that because it can be a stand. And don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you, Remo. And then Pamela says, where do you get the walnut shells? And Eric is saying pet stores have walnut shells sometimes. And that's exactly where I got it because it's in the kitty litter section is where I got this. And I find if I try to buy them out of quilt shops, it's just so overpriced. So I just go get a big bag myself from the pet store. And if I don't need a whole bag, sometimes I'll share half a bag with a quilting friend. Most times we're working on projects as a group, but this time I knew I was going to be making a lot of these, so I just bought the whole bag. And I can't remember now because I bought it last year, but I can't remember what I paid for it. But I got it at the PetSmart or either Petco, one of those two. I can't remember. I'm gonna have a big mess in here probably when I finish. I have 14 of these to do. And I like to use a funnel that has a big opening because if you use a smaller one, let's see if I've got a smaller one in my box. Hold on. Got so much here. Thought I had a smaller one in here. I got more walnut shells. My backup. Take that out. But I do have, like if you use, thinking that because they're so tiny and you use a funnel that's that small, I find that they just get stuck. So I just use the biggest funnel I can get. I try to buy them from like the dollar store and they'll have different sizes in there, and then I just use the biggest one. But I hadn't even used that one because that's the smallest one. I tried the medium one at first and they were still getting clogged. So try the large one. When I first started doing this, I would just steal the one out of my kitchen. So I'm like, you can't keep stealing out the kitchen, girl. You gotta get your own crafting funnels, especially when they're just $1. So that's 2, 4, 3. This is number 5 on the small ones. Another half a cup here. Yeah, this is a 1 cup scoop. I got it also from the dollar store. Got a half a scoop. Half of a cup for the small ones. And then about maybe a cup for the medium. So I've been going kind of crazy with doing tasks for my quilt show. I finally got all my quilts, well, I got my 2 quilts completed that I needed to finish, but I'm still working. I need to still do that hanging sleeve on one. Okay, so that's the small ones. Now we're moving to the medium ones. I'll just fill them up until I don't have any place to put them, and then I'll go back and do all the stuffing on top. Try a cup in here. Yeah, this one will take a cup. Size medium. And I still have like plenty of room that I can stuff. And I do the stuffing because I don't want all of these shells to start trying to, or the residue dust to come out. So I make sure I put the batting, the fiberfill on that. I'm going to the wrong size. I think that's a big one. This one's one of my favorite. So we'll see. Do you think the prices I said were reasonable for these, or should they be different? See if anybody else has come in. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, so Eric says either that or buy walnut shells in bulk and make a pie, then save the shells. That's pretty cool. Up late, Tiffany's laughing at me. Yes, I am. I'm mostly always up late. I just decided today to come on, and I was kind of not feeling well yesterday evening. And so I kind of stayed in bed and then slept late today. So I've been kind of doing a lot today trying to catch back up. But I did let myself rest yesterday. Pamela says I need to make one for my granddaughter when we FaceTime. Hey T, how many vendors at the show? About, I don't know, 10. I can't remember. I still got to do the vendor sign, so that's why I don't remember. The last time I communicated with them was the middle of August, where I just kind of sent return emails letting people know what time they could set up. But I'm thinking it's like 10 to 12 vendors. One of the ladies at my guild wanted me to contact Martelli to see if they vend. They must have sent out some kind of announcement that they vend at local quilt guild quilt shows, but I didn't do that. I see Tiffany, somebody has answered your questions. I have a video on how I make the device stands. I guess I put them all in the container now, and I've got loose. I put that little black one up. Yep, I see it inside. So I can't show it to you right now because I got all of these open with the walnut shell. Sorry about that. Tiffany says, I was just getting ready to go in the garage and long on for a bit, but I was trying to put a music playlist together to blast while quilting, and I see T on. Yes, I love music when I'm quilting. And I'm not doing anything major, so you can really go. I'm just here because I got bored with myself. great. One more medium. And I think it's 14 of these things I got here today. My bag is about to fall off my box. It's almost empty. I'm gonna keep one of these for myself. Here's a blue jean one that's red. I think I showed that one at the beginning because it was in the front. Nice thing about these is that you can use any size scrap you got available almost. Okay. Woo. Now it's gonna really get big. I got the big ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. And these big ones can take like a cup and a half to 2 cups, just depends. The bag's almost empty. Claudette says she uses her stand often. She says, I'm using it now. Yeah, she was at the first Teaquilts retreat and got one as a gift. Tiffany says, I'm always up 2 T, so it's all good. It'll be like 3, 5 a.m., then rest till about 7, 9 a.m., then repeat. Eric says, yeah, Mortelli do, but they're picky. So am I. Pamela says, I'm the same, Tiffany. I usually sleep 2 to 2.5 hours, and then I'm up. And then Eric wants to know, has Debbie pulled all her hair out yet? Not yet. We meet Thursday. Thursday is our regular guild meeting, and then our show is, we set up Friday morning. I have the vendors coming from 3 to 7. And then our show opens at 9 on Saturday. So she will be soon pulling her hair out. She will. I'm going to put a half a cup. Probably be too much. We'll see. It's been a while since I stuffed any. I just hand sewed all the ones in this container closed. Like I said, that was like 7 or 8. And then I gave my sister-in-law one on, oh, it could really take more. See, that was, I'm going to put another, that might take another cup almost. That was a half. I'm going to put another half. He talking about scrap, oh scrap. I need to sort my scrap bin. Mine's only gets sorted by color. I don't sort it after that. And Pamela says, why would Debbie pull her hair out? I think she's the quilt show chairperson. I think I answered that already. Cheryl Bean, she says, hello, I just joined in. Hello, Cheryl. I'm just stuffing the vise stands. Still got a little room. I put 2 cups in there. It could take a little bit more, but we're going to stop with 2 for right now. I do have another jar of stuff, but this bag's almost gone. I told you, go through this bag fast if you're making a lot of these. So don't be afraid to buy the 14-pound bag, because I had a third bag and it's already gone. So I may be going back to rice. I think I'll have enough if I use the my container over there. And I also will use, like sometimes I'll use sand too, because sand is heavy and can withstand moisture as well. So I know I got some sand around here somewhere. Some I don't know what kind of animal sand it is, but it came from the pet store too. Because this could really take more than 2 cups. Because that's pretty much space, but we'll see. Woo! Got 3 more to go. This one's cute too. It's got butterflies on it. This is a denim fabric as well. I like using the heavier weight fabrics on these. Instead of just regular cotton, I actually prefer the denim fabric better. See what's in here. Because this bag's just about, this bag is empty. I'm sure I got good sound effects here, right? I want to get it all out of there without making too much of a mess. Just drop it. I need a third hand. Got Joan Elkins here. She's up late. She says, hi, T and everyone. I'm up late too. Yeah, it is pretty early for Eric considering that, you know, everybody else. So, but it's after midnight here. Francesca is here. Francesca, I hope you're coming to our quilt show this Saturday. I was going to be emailing you and Leetta, since you two are the only ones in the scrap club that are not in the big guild, I think. So come to our quilt show this Saturday. I'm actually making device stands. I did a video on that last year. So you can search Teaquilts device stand, and you'll know how to make these. Right now I'm just stuffing them. Okay, so that one's all gone. We're into this container already. I don't like getting them out of here because I probably need to use a smaller cup now. Got a wide mouth jar, but that 1 cup scoop is pretty big. Okay. Still need a little bit more. This is gonna be an interesting video with this funnel all up in the all up in the front of it. You want, okay, you can join our guild. Diana actually joined our guild. She's in the Teaquilts scrap club. She joined, so you can join. But you know, we meet at night. I don't know if you want to drive at night, but you can still join even if you don't come to the meetings, and then you can get your stuff into our next quilt show. We have a show every other year. So you could do that, and then you've got a place where you can enter a few items to put into a quilt show and have it shown professionally. Okay. Got it filled now, so let me go back and see. I have some upholstery fabric I can use to make those stands. Yes, I use upholstery fabric a lot for home deck type stuff because it is thicker. That's what I made up my stabilizer stands out of, is just home deck stuff. Got a whole lot of that. We had somebody that gave it to one of the girls in our group for free, and then we just split it up, just boxes of it. They was trying to really get rid of it. They were tired of looking at it. They didn't even, I guess it didn't sell. The samples didn't sell, and so they gave her like boxes and boxes of the samples. Teresa Davison is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. It's 10 p.m. here in Southern California. Yes. Yeah, we know you all got that. Well, not so much as an advantage because you got to go to work in the morning. It is Sunday night. If I come on, I normally try to come on a Saturday night, but yesterday I was just kind of not feeling good, and then realized my sinuses were acting up. So I took a slew of medicine. I have a few things that I'm allergic to, which is, well, outside pollen, of course, but mold, mildew, and cigarette smoke. And so sometimes when I'm out shopping and all of that, and you're walking in areas where people smoke, so I tend to have side effects from that kind of stuff. And when the symptoms first come, they don't come like sinus issues. I have other issues. And then all of a sudden, the sinus stuff will pop up after the fact. So sometimes I don't know that it's a sinus infection until it starts to get bad. I couldn't even talk yesterday evening, and this morning it was really bad. But I, you know, just doubled down on the medication and feeling much better now. This is the last one I got to put shells in. Every time about the funnel was the first thing I saw. I was wondering, what is she up to? Okay, so I see Eric had to delete somebody. I'm gonna hide this user on my channel. So I just deleted him, Eric. Thank you so much. That's why I try to put people on here. And I am gonna go through. I just haven't had time because I don't know who all is on here. So I can make a lot more people moderators. So when my main moderators are not here, I got some backup people that can put these people in timeout until I can delete them. Now, when I see that you all have put somebody in timeout, I delete them from you being able to comment ever. They got to come in under another username. So, appreciate that, Eric. I don't even care what it was. I'm like, okay, I think we got everything stuffed, and hopefully it all stays in there. Here's my container. So you see how fast you can use those up. bag is completely empty. So I went through that pretty fast. Now I've got fiberfill, and I use the premium fiberfill. I don't use the one that's in the bag. I tend to buy it in this box just because you get more for your buck. And then this box lasts a long time. It's a 5-pound box of fiberfill. And where does it say premium? Yeah, it's right here. Premium polyester fiberfill. It's a little bit denser than your regular fiberfill. I find it's really light, so I tend to like to stuff a little denser. So I'm just pulling some out of the box for right now. And then I do kind of fluff it a little bit. I don't do a whole lot because it's not like it's going in a pillow this time. But I do try to fluff it up a little bit. It makes it grow a little bit, get a little bit more for your money. And then I start stuffing this into the and I could actually put more shell in here, but we'll continue on. I think Eric just says, if I need to feel, I just go to the dollar store and use cotton balls. Haven't tried that. And then I try to stuff into the corners. Like when I'm stuffing, I had this corner here, I just poked down a little bit. This is a device stand. It's not as serious as if you're stuffing a pillow, but it takes quite a bit. But I try to make sure I put, because this is the seam, so I try to make sure that I have this fiberfill along this whole seam, so none of that residue from the walnuts, like when they're, you know how you have shaving dust, that type of, like the dust of them moving up against each other. I try to make sure all of that is covered. Then these holes will be hand sewn together. Also got to stuff this area here as well. And I may have to go get, I don't think I brought anything to stuff. Let's see if I can get my fingers to push it down. Let me see. Well, I got a pen up here, I know that. I'll just use this pen to push down. Uh-oh, what are we talking about? Eric says, Diane always puts me in timeout. Tammy Cole is here. She says, hello, I'm a newbie from North Carolina. Hi, Tammy. Welcome to the world of quilting. It's really a crazy world because we take perfectly good fabric, cut it up, and sew it right back together again. And get ready for the addiction. Starts out pretty easy, and then you start collecting all this craziness that you see in behind me. But I wouldn't trade it. And they saying that Diane's not here tonight. Diane is normally up. She's a person that says that she can't sleep long either, so I'm surprised she didn't see the notification. She's normally always in here no matter what time I come on. Diane's husband went to the hospital, so he's dealing with that. So she's dealing with that. She went home to let the puppy out and then later rest, and she will be with Hubs an hour away in Galveston. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know anyway. Eric is a mess. I do hope he's okay. I did. We met him in Houston. I met her, and I say I met him. I met Diane in Houston, and he's really a nice guy. Supports her craft 100%. So that's pretty cool. So I do pray that he's better, and I'll contact Diane as well, because I had no idea. So now I got the front stuff and the back. So now I just put these aside for hand sewing, and now I could hand sew them if I find more time, because I just sewed these up today. That's in the container. I got a container of them, see? And if I don't have time, I don't think I'm going to hand sew these other ones, because I can put something out to sell, because I can always hand sew these at the show. Gotta make sure I get down and push this fiber fill under those shells. Yeah, Eric, I hate hand sewing too. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we get in touch with Diane. Make sure she's okay. And you know what some people do is they'll put in like stitch witchery right here, and then they'll press it with an iron, but I'll just hand sew it. And Eric says that he top stitches. If it's inside of a bag where it won't show, I'll top stitch. But since this has got all that stuffing in it, I don't know how you could do that. But you could definitely use a little mini iron and use stitch witchery or some heat and bond, something like that, some fusible web. Any of that will work to close it up as well. And like I said, this is not like it's anything that's going to be entered into a show. And most people that will get these don't even sew or craft at all. So, yeah. But if it's the lining inside of a bag after I flip the bag out, then I will just top stitch that. It's no, I don't care about that. I have a bag that my pockets are starting to come up that I got on the outside of the bag, and I'm thinking about opening the bag up so that I can stitch my pockets back down. And all I got to do is open up the lining and flip it. I'm hoping that I can open that lining and put it through the arm of the machine and just top stitch going through that hole. I'm hoping. I'm gonna find out, because my bag is not worn for tear. It's just my pocket's ripped. I got it caught on my car. Eric talking about smash it down and stitch it. I'm not going one for aesthetics. If it work, I'm all good. Push this back in the corner. So that's my first part. you going to have at the show? I got 14 here, but I'm keeping one, so that'll be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21 of them. 21. This one I'm keeping. The other ones will be available. Seems like top stitching would help keep everything inside. It would, but I just don't know how you're going to smash all of this down and get it under the machine. And Quilt Girl says prayers and good well wishes for Diane and hubby. Thank you. I'm sure she'll appreciate it when she watches the video. Is it me or did T's vinyl collection grow? You're not supposed to talk about my vinyl behind me. It's supposed to be invisible. I don't know where I want to put that yet, so I just plopped it right there. Tiffany saying that's a whole lot. It is, but I have a large family. I put this I love to quilt on 8 of them. And I'm hoping that because it's a quilt related quilt show that those will sell. And I'm hoping that the ones that don't have anything on them I can keep. Because I really want to give them as gifts to my family. But they can still take them with the quilt on them. They'll just have to take it. Remo says, good night. We'll keep Diane and husband in prayers. Good night. Take care. So, yeah. But I'm not doing anything here. I'm just... So, if I'm not... Definitely not teaching. I'm referring you to a video. It's already been taught. So, yeah. That one's done. And Francesca, you can even join our guild at the quilt show. We just started our new year in August. So they'll have a sign up at the quilt show. She says, what other exciting things are you bringing to the show? I'm selling quilt backs, fabric. I got some Patrick Luce tone on tone prints that I'm bringing. I got a few batiks. So those are bolts. So I got about, I don't know, maybe 40 bolts of fabric. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember. Probably not that many. I don't know. I'm doing decals, quilt related decals for cars or windows or any hard surfaces. I'm also doing custom labels for people to put on their sewing machines. I don't know if I got one on this sewing machine or not, and if I do, I barely can move it. I have to move the camera. So I'm doing custom decals. I'm trying to get this to show, but I can't because I got my iPad plugged in. Hold on, see if I can get this to angle. See that T? Right there, Teajuana? Right in that far corner. I can't get my cord to move anymore. Because it'll come off the charger and I need the power. I didn't have it on the power all day. So I'm doing those customs. I know we had talked about that at Scrap Club, Francesca, where people were asking about, it was on, I think Carol had her sewing machine and I gave her one at our retreat. So I made a few names so that they're ready to go if people want to get them. So I got those. I got flathead pins, quilt clips, and snippers available for sale. I can't think of what else right now. My pins will be for sale, the Teaquilts pins. but they're sort of kind of for sale, and then I'm sort of kind of giving them out. So if anybody make a purchase, you can get a pen for $1 if you spend less than $25. If you spend over $25, you get the pen for free. If you just want the pen is $3. So that's another item that's in the booth. So, and I can't think of what else. Oh, I got license plate frames that are quilt related. I only made 2 kind up because I'm like, you know, you don't know what people want. That's kind of some of that custom stuff. Good night, Pamela. What's on my design wall is the Kimberbell. I've been talking about that. I think I mentioned that in the last couple of videos where you weren't here. But it's this here. And it's got a lot of 3D stuff that gets added after the fact. Here's the entire quilt right there. It's Kimberbell's Hello Sunshine, the machine embroidery version. They also have like a hand applique, or not hand applique. You can do like fusible hand applique, like needle turn, or fusible web, I guess, and you can do it by machine. So I bought the machine embroidered version because I was doing a lecture and I wanted to get some of the techniques done, which I did. So I've been wanting to get it to finish piecing it, but I need to get ready for this show. Okay. I'm hoping I haven't missed anybody's questions or comments. Hot days like today, I bring a lawn chair and go to Costco and camp out in their walking fridge. That's the one thing. I don't have Costco close to me. I have to use Sam's if I want anything from the wholesale clubs. No Costco close. You're trying to burn Pamela up. Francesca telling Eric he needs to visit St. Louis. We want to meet you. Uh-oh, Debbie gonna be mad at you, Eric. She was looking forward to seeing you. Tiffany says we don't have those stores either. We live in BFE. There ain't blank here but fast food crap. Yeah. But if anybody is watching this and in the metro area, please come to our quilt show. It's at St. Angela's Catholic Church on Lindbergh. Real close to Alton Wood River area as well. You on that side of Illinois, it's real close. I went to some other quilt shows. I've recorded one on my phone, so it ain't coming up in my list when I get ready to edit. But there's some stuff, I got a lot of stuff I need to edit. I don't have anything edited anymore. And Eric says he may be coming later this year. Eric, keep the 4th Saturdays of the month in mind if you do come. That's when my scrap club meet, except that we don't meet in December. And Francesca's telling Eric if he likes small dogs, he can stay with her. She got a huge sewing area. Loretta is here. She's saying hi to everyone. Hi, Loretta. Welcome. You say, what kind of dogs? She pluralized that, Eric. She said dogs. Oh, he's got an eye surgery. Okay. Tiffany says the quilt show for them is November 1st and 2nd. I'm entering quilts. If I can get the big one finished, it's 120 by 120. It's going to be all custom quilting. Got to have it done by September 25th to enter it, and I'm slacking. Can't you just take a picture of it? That's all we do. We don't have to have finished project. That's how I got in trouble, though. You can just take a picture. You can just take a picture of fabric and say, this is going to be a jacket, and they will take your entry at our show. They don't care. They just want the paperwork filled out. So if you know what you're going to do to it, how you're going to finish it, what type of quilting you're going to finish it with, we just let you put it right on in there. You don't even have to have started it. We just ask that you take a picture. You do have to have a picture, so you taking a picture of just your fabrics. And that's what they put. The picture doesn't go on there. The picture is so that we can give you your quilts back at the end, so we know what they look like. Okay, I'm out of that. Get me another wad of polyester here. Alrighty. I'm entering to be critiqued, so it has to be completed. Okay, so it's one of those quilt shows that's juried. And Eric says 120 by 120. I could wrap myself in that. I haven't made a quilt that big yet. I'm not gonna make a quilt taller than 96 inches because that's as high as the quilt frames will go at most shows. So, and I don't want my quilt hanging down on the bottom. So it's gonna be interesting to see how I set the churn dash blocks. Eric, did you send me a churn dash block? I'm calling you out now. Francesca, you can make me a churn dash block too. I can't remember if you're on my list yet. I'm only calling out my friends. She says, yep, I got a 10-foot quilt. It's huge and it will fit 7 of me laying on it. Wow. Send me a block. Talking about I missed the deadline. I still been getting the fruit blocks trickling in too. Whenever you send that quilt back, you can put it in there, Eric. Tiffany's going to Longhorn. Yeah, it's just nice to have some extra company when this is one of those tasks I hate to do. All right, Francesca, make me a block. It doesn't matter, Francesca, because I'm going to make them all fit together. They're all different sizes anyway. I don't really care. I'm going to just make them fit like a crazy quilt. Something like that. And I've seen your work. Your works looks really good. She is so modest, and she does such a fabulous job. If you all are in the people that are in that Teaquilt Sew Along group saw her Christmas quilt she got done. It's beautiful. Eric says, okay, I'm going to make a huge 20-inch block just for you. Okay. Be looking forward to it. Because I'm probably not going to work on this project. I may work on a layout, but I probably won't even lay the blocks out. I'm just going to make a design and try to make them fit into a design. So I probably won't even start working on it because I'm going to need a big place to lay all of this out. And my deck is going to be out of commission because it's going to be getting cold soon. And it's going to be getting dark early, so I just will probably only work on it at retreat when I go in February. That's why I like when I go out of town, I get a Holiday Inn with two queen beds in the room instead of getting a king, and then I can use the second bed as my design space. But I don't have any trips where I'm going to be in a room by myself upcoming. I am going to Houston, for those that don't know. And hit the thumbs up button, people, just because we're here. And I may end up going to Gamel's Quilt with Confidence. That's in Springfield, Illinois. I'm not sure yet. But if I go to that, I'll probably be going with friends to that, so I'm not gonna have a room to myself either. So that's in November. Is it October? November. I think it's after Houston. I have to see what the dates are. Francesca says, no, you really kind. My steel wall hanging stinks. Yo, what? I don't know what she's talking about. You can take a picture here. You saw my setup for that. Can I please join you in Houston? I'm not driving to Houston. Somebody else is driving, and the car is already filled because I didn't even have room for Debbie to go. She said she wasn't able to go anyway, but yeah, I'm going with some other people that are going. Kevin is going, and he wanted to meet you, Eric. So that was another reason I asked you, was you going to Houston this year? But he's going with some friends, and so I'm the tag along with them. So don't have any space or room. Houston was a long drive. Now, Kevin says that he does most of the driving, but then he's telling me, you can drive if you want. I'm so looking forward to just sitting down and being a passenger. He gonna put me to work. He says the other ladies in the car don't like to drive. Doing ruler work on a Lone Star. Right now, I feel like it's taking forever. Normally, I just quilt it goes fast, but rulers, gotta pay attention. I like ruler work. I like straight ruler work. I don't like all the curved ruler work. That's what starts to drive me crazy. But I like straight ruler work. He said, well, then maybe I might go. I told him that you two are two peas in a pod. You two would get along really well, Eric. But he been wanting to meet you ever since he was chatting with you in the chat a few months back. And I don't even know what he was doing in the chat because he's never in my chats. Yep. Trying to figure out where I'm at. 2, 4, 6, 7 of them are stuffed out of 13. I started with the small and the mediums. Whoops. Oh, he says pinball machine. If those people got another bed in that second bedroom need a new bed. If they renting that place out, that was ridiculous. But the pinball machine was really good. Pinball machine. And Francesca's telling Eric to fly into St. Louis and help her drive. Eric is in California. It'd be closer for him to fly to Houston. She really trying, Eric. But I was just glad I got in with somebody else in a car. These are mostly the long arm group I was with, but I haven't been to a meeting in a long time. So I was just glad to be able to get in on somebody else. And this, like I said, be the first time in a long time that I've been somewhere and I wasn't driving. Debbie's not going to be able to go, she said. I forgot why she said she couldn't go to Houston this year. But Debbie's not going to be able to go. Where is my phone? I took off my back piece to put it on the stand and then forgot about it. Hold on. I was trying to see if I could pull this up. I need to be trying to cut the notifications off, right? Cut the volume down first. So I can be closer to the comments than reaching over this container. All right. Slowing down, Joe says, hi T, made it. Welcome. When we were in Houston, we abused poor Eric. He drove us everywhere. Well, we actually rode the public transportation to the show, except for the last day on Saturday. I was so tired of walking. My feet hurt so bad by the time I got through with Houston that I told him, I don't care what they charge for parking downtown, but I'll pay it. I didn't care. They could have charged $50 for parking down there, and I would have gladly paid it. My feet hurt so bad that last day. It's like, goodness gracious. You're literally walking. Do you know how many football fields they equate that stadium to, Eric? I forget what number, but it's huge. On Saturday, I actually sat down in the little presentation area. He says 3. Okay. But it's huge. It's ridiculous. I sat in that presentation area on the 3rd day, and then Debbie, she found me over there, and she says, are you ready to go or something? Are you okay? I said, no, I just needed to rest my feet. You and Eric, y'all just go have fun. Don't worry about me. I actually got to meet and talk with in depth. What's her name now? I'm blocking her name. She was the Ebony Love. I actually got to meet Ebony Love. She's really sweet. And she was doing a presentation on die cutting. And so she needed help getting her stuff back. She was by herself, and they have a little teacher's area where they can store their belongings until they leave the show. So I actually helped her take her stuff back to that area. But she was really sweet. Phyllis Gardner is here. She says, my phone going off. Now I know why. I'm sorry, waking people up. I'm here working because I slept so many hours yesterday and this morning because my body apparently needed the rest. So now I'm up working and harassing people around the country, around the world. So far, it's just the USA that's in here. So. They had a masseurs once. Really? And then Joan says, is Paducah huge too? Yes, Paducah is huge, but there's more at Houston. The difference in the two is that Houston has everything under one building. And in Paducah, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4 areas that shows quilts, and then they also have another area for vending, so at least 5 areas. And then also what happens with Houston is that you have just people out on the street. You've got Quilting a Day is there. They have 2 buildings that I'm aware of, maybe even 3. You've got other quilt shops in the area, as well as other people who come in and sell fabric at discounted rates in buildings that are just off the streets, off the road. They'll have big signs up saying fabric, $6 a yard or whatever. And then you go in. So whatever they're selling it for is what the prices will say. Now, they had the spring Paducah this weekend, and I don't tend to go to that one. I go to the one that's not the spring. They had the fall show this September, this weekend just ended, and I didn't go. I know some people that went for Friday, but I've never been to that show. I have the vendors that tell me that that they don't show up to that one, so the vendors that I know are not there, so I don't go for the most part. Okay, I'm starting to do the 5 big ones now. It's gonna take a lot more fiber fill. Cheryl Bean is leaving. She says, good night, everybody. Have a blessed Monday. Good night. Cheryl, thank you so much for coming in. Francesca says, when is Houston? It's the first, I think the first is on a Saturday, so it's actually the last week of October that it starts. It starts on an October date on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, because I know it's the first weekend of November, which includes the 1st. And Eric, I can't believe you've never been to Paducah yet. Yeah, Paducah is all scattered, but it's okay in a weird kind of way. It's scattered, but it's okay because they give you they'll give you transportation to all of those areas as well. Paducah used to be so big that they also had vendors that would rent out space at the shopping mall. But that no longer has been for like the last 5 years or so. Those people, it's gotten smaller where the people that were in the mall either didn't come back anymore or inside the actual show because they switch out vendors all the time. And that's another thing, that if you are vending, you're not guaranteed to get a spot. They have wait lists because the people who vend the previous years have first dibs on getting their spaces back. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything while I'm doing this stuffing. Oops. I got fiber fill gonna be all over my room now. I don't know what I did with my little stuffing pick, but it's not in my drawer. I may have had it in another, I had this in another container and then switched it into this big one, so maybe it's in the other container, my other stuff for making these. And on mine, what I will probably do, because I'm going to use this for when I travel, and then what I'll do is I'll just hot glue some shelf liner on here so that it doesn't slide, doesn't move. Wherever I put it, it will stay, and then I travel with that. Airplane, stuff like that. All right, one big one. Eric says, I figure the same quilts at Houston, also at Paducah. Yeah, and I hate that. I hate that they don't have a rule where you can't put a quilt in a show like once, like you gotta wait 3 years to put it in again or something. Because I hate going to a show. That's what happened at the IQF show for me, was that the same quilts that were at IQF in Houston was at IQF in the spring. And then I don't really want to videotape because I want to see different stuff. And Houston had some winners that they won at IQF in Houston, and then they also won at Paducah. So, yep. But that's just my opinion. out there on this big one. Woo, these take a lot longer to stuff. I'm sick of looking at these things now, but at least now they're ready for just the hand sewing that I can do anywhere. So I can go to my next task, which is I'm gonna work on vendor stuff tomorrow. I just need to make a little vendor sign. I got the vendor buttons made. I did do those. That's what I actually bought the button maker for, was to make vendor buttons so that the people at the door will know who to let in for free, or who had the right to be in the showroom either pre or after hours. So that way we don't have to walk up and be rude and ask them, can you please leave? Two. See, when you get fiber feel, they compress it to get it into the containers, and so I just fluff it up. And I'm not like trying to get every fiber, but I just fluff it up to get it so that it's not compactly and it's not condensed. So just fluff it up a little bit. Walking. Houston, at Houston, you probably saw probably a quarter of the quilts, if that. I gave up. It was so much. And Vicky says that she couldn't walk it, and they do have a lot of scooters. They rent scooters in Houston because it's so big, and a lot of people rent the scooters. Francesca says, where do you look to see new trends, colors, etc.? You know, a lot of what I'm finding is like whatever the fashion industry's trend is, it seems like the fabric follows that as well, because in order for the fabric industry to use that, the fabric companies have got to make the fabric. And so I've been finding that that's been true, that whatever's going on in the fashion industry as far as trends and colors is the same thing. But I don't I don't officially know, but that's what tends to happen when I see them come out, though. Let's see, what was he saying? And then Eric says quilt market. That's true too, but and not everybody is gonna be there. He says it looked like it's snowing. What is he talking about? In California? In Southern California? I got a second, got a roll of bobbin. Okay. That's Tiffany. Loretta is gone. Bye, Loretta. Thank you so much. Like I said, we weren't doing anything. We're just here mucking around. Tammy Cole says, we have one fabric shop here in my town that has been open for 45 years or so, and they are going out of business. Let me go back over this way. It's closer. I don't know what I'm going to do for my fabric now. Wow. Man, that's got to be hard, because when you can just go to the store and get what you need. But, you know, I've been finding that a lot of people are going to online shopping. And that's why a lot of the brick and mortar stores are not there. But and then some of them are just turning into warehouses, like Nancy's Notions. It's no longer going to be a storefront, just going to be a catalog ordering company. Good night, Loretta. She says she enjoyed the chat. Slowing down, Joe said, buy the fabric shop, laughing out loud. Takes a lot of money and a lot of investment to go into that. And then if you're trying to keep the same name, you got to buy that person's name rights. So it can be a lot. And it's a lot of work. Owning a fabric shop is a lot of work. And Vicky's saying, Tammy, get what you can now. Oh. He says, no, when you were fluffing your fiber field, that's the snow he was talking about. Okay. I'm like, what is he talking about? Snow in Southern California. I know that there is snow in Northern California. Got 2 more to go. Yeah, Tammy probably will have to revert to online shopping if you don't have anywhere else to go in your area. I'm still trying to wait for one of these quilt shops. I'm gonna have to contact her again. That is building a retreat center. That's one of the things I'm held up on. So I'm just taking advantage of the time waiting for her because I'm doing quilt show stuff anyway, so I haven't really been bugging people. But I was under the impression it was supposed to be ready by October. So I just need to be able to see it. It doesn't have to be open. I need to be able to see what the accommodations are. So it probably will not be big enough for the Teaquilts retreat, but it might work for my So Busy group though. But I'm waiting to check all of that out. Quilted Fox had fabrics from around the world today. It was interesting. I saw that they sent out an email today, but it was like 10 minutes before they opened. They were only going to be open till 4, and I was busy doing something else at the time. And so I just decided I wouldn't go. But I love the few pictures that they showed in the email. Thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know why I guess I just missed the advertisement if they sent it out earlier. But that looked interesting. And they had a lot of clothing that was made on the pictures that I saw. Really awesome with the different ethnic fabrics. Trying to get this up in that corner. I'm glad you went. Did you buy anything, Francesca? See, that was why I didn't go, because I knew I didn't want to buy anything. And Tiffany says she likes the one that I'm feeling now. Yeah, I put the little gold. I did put the gold I love to quilt on this one, though. Probably didn't see that. Most of the big ones and the medium was I love to quilt on them. The small ones were so little, I just left them plain. And I didn't want to put them, like I said, on all of them, because if I don't sell them, these are actually family quilt gifts. I mean, Christmas gifts. And so they're just going to be getting ones that got I love to quilt on them if people don't buy it. So that's just how it's going to be. It came from a person that loves to quilt. She says I still like it. Okay, thank you. And then when I get them stuffed, I'll reshape this one. It needs to. couldn't even stand it. Had to reshape it now. Princess, I needed fabric for a professional tote for my New York City friend. I need to make that pattern. I've been toting that pattern around for a long time. I need to make that. She say, so yes, I spent money. Quilted Fox, you know how you have stores in your area and they all have a different feel to them? Quilted Fox is the fabric store where you want something different. They've got a lot of Orientals, a lot of Japanese fabrics, a lot of African fabrics, a lot of Australian fabrics. So that's our different shop. But they also have, you know, the regular stuff as well. They got a whole lot of batiks, and then they have a lot of tone-on tones. Their prints come from their theme fabrics for the most part. Excellent shop. They teach a lot of color theory classes to show you how to use a lot of busy prints. That's why I wanted to have the retreat here this year locally, because I wanted to show off a couple of, we got some pretty neat shops. I love a shop in Highland that's called Rosemary. This lady tried selling her store about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She couldn't get anybody to buy it, so she hasn't closed it yet. She's got to be near 90 years old, still owning this quilt shop, and she's just a wealth of knowledge and don't mind sharing information with you, and won't try to sell you a class if you're stuck with something. And that's what I really like about her. And then it makes you take the class just because she's so nice. So I got a few shops I want to take people to, and once I get our dates scheduled, I'll be contacting those shops, trying to see if any of them will be willing to give any kind of discount to us. Even 10% off is better than no percent off, so we'll see. Free fat quarter or something. So, since they're my local stores. Jackman's is also it's not a quilt shop, and our quilt shops have, you know, like little wars with Jackman's. Jackman's started out as a family fabric shop. They had the high-end fabrics where you can buy true ultra suede, leathers, velvets, you know, all of your fancy stuff. You can make wedding, you know, all of your wedding supplies for making a wedding gown, or so they were the fancy fabric shop at one point. And then they realized that quilting was the end thing, and they drastically reduced what you could use to make clothing with. And so the quilt shops got a little upset, because when they first came in, they reduced the price of their fabric, you know, to get people to come into their stores for quilt fabric. And now they're selling it at the regular rate. But, you know, so they're competing with the quilt shops. So the quilt shops don't consider Jackman's to be a quilt shop. Although, 80% of their store is dealing with quilt fabric. One of them specializes in the dressmaking materials. They have that one in Missouri. And then on the Illinois side, they have one that specializes in the upholstery fabrics. So, just a little history while I'm stuffing stuff. But Jackman's is because Jackman's used to have 3 stores. Let me keep talking about Jackman's. Jackman's used to have 3 stores. And when they had those 3 stores, they developed a good rapport with the fabric company. So if you are a small quilt shop and you only got 1 store, and you order 1 bolt of something, compared to a company that has 3 stores and they're ordering 3 bolts of something, and they ship to their warehouse, and then they just distribute to the stores themselves, they were buying a lot more fabric than the actual quilt shop people. And so they were getting, you know, bigger discounts on their fabric. So, but yeah, it's a lot of history behind Jackman's and our actual quilt shops. But we're going to go to Jackman's too. I love Jackman's. I was going to Jackman's when I was making clothes as well. That was actually the first store I was buying material from. And then we had another store called Winston's that just went out of business about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years at the max. It also was a designer store. And we had, I don't know if any of you all were really into sewing. We had Eunice Farmer store here as well. Had, you know, the top level fabrics. When you really wanted high quality fabrics, you went to those 3 stores: Jackman's, Winston's, and Eunice Farmer. But yeah, everything is all stuffed. Woo! That was a lot. I sold all of these today. I sold all of these from start to finish today. And the other 8 that are inside, I just had to, I had them stuffed already and just had to do the hand sewing. And I'm not doing any more hand sewing today. I'm tired. Here's a message for you. It won't even stay up. And this one's a little bitty one that's just plain. That's the back side. That's it right there. So that's it. I'm sick of looking at these things too. Let me go back and check some of these while I was doing that last one. You made over 30, you made 30 of over 30 of the professional totes, Francesca. See, that's why I want to go to California area, because Claudette talks about that fabric district, that store that's in that area. Francesca says they have some screen prints now. Okay. And then Eric says, sounds like Joanne's. Francesca, Jackman's is more than a quilted fox. It's more than quilted fox. You got that right. The price is. Darlene Slade says, hi T. Hi Darlene, welcome. She talking about you're the stuffer. So yeah, I got all this stuff. My box of fiberfill still has plenty in it. I've had this thing. I bet you I've had this box of fiberfill for 15 years, I bet. But I go through plenty of this. It's all gone. These walnuts, well, the walnut shells in the bag. I got this. So this is how much I got left. And I think I only did like 2 out of here. Maybe 2.5. So it takes a lot. I just put everything back in the fiberfill box so I know where it's at, because I mostly use it all together. And I'll be storing that back. Put that in the trash. And I'm trying to find somewhere to put this big container. I got a microwave thing. I don't know why I kept this. My microwave died. Maybe I'm thinking I'm gonna make me a spinning table with it or something. I don't know, but I kept it. I don't know why it's sitting right there. This is my trying to clean up my work area now. I've been working from pens. Pins to decals, and now stuffing these things. So just trying to clean some of this up. Well, here's a stiletto I could have used, but this is really scrapbooking stuff. Joan says, good night, y'all. Have a good week. Good night, Joanne. Let's see. He says, do you have a microwave roller thing? Yeah, that's what that is. Darlene says, I'm so happy you responded to me. I love watching your videos and the way you explain things and sewing techniques. Well, thank you so much. I try to start like if somebody didn't know anything, at least you got the right terms. You can Google it and figure it out, but I try to show everything I do. What is this? Quilt. I don't know if this is a good one or a bad one. That's a decal. And then I've been writing down everything that I've been making. So I got all of this stuff I made. So I'm cleaning up. These are all my decals spread out, my Teaquilts pins. I haven't even pulled out my t-shirts that are already, that need to be sold. I need to go buy hangers for that tomorrow so I can have them hanging on a clothing rack. And then I'm working on the cell phone cases. So I've been just writing everything down that I got for sale, and I need to, some of them have prices on them and some of them I got to do the prices. So that's the kind of stuff I got to do now is desk work. The not so fun part. Clean some of this up. Between that and opening up the blocks in here, I can mess up a room real fast, guys. Mess it up really good. So I try to do like 5 minutes of cleanup here and there. It don't work all the time. So I'll do it now while you all are here with me. This there. Ugh. These are the pin backs, pins that I pulled out while I was working on the pins. I need to find a storage space in here for just maybe like 50 of these. I can maybe empty a drawer somewhere and make it so that I can store pin stuff in it. Then I don't have to go outside and get supplies when I need some. Put that right there for now. Just found a spot. It's not a drawer dedicated to it, but it's in there. Get some of this stuff put up. I don't even have any rubber bands in this room. Trying to see if I have one that dropped on the floor because I got the roll. Where's the rubber band? Nope. No such luck. Got a loose bobbin here unwinding. So Tammy says, night everyone, it's been fun. I'll be back. Bye, Tammy. Only 5 minutes. 5 minutes is better than no minutes, Eric. Just think if you keep working, like I've almost got this desk cleared off. I was also using coffee filters. Do you know your coffee filters are really good to dust with because they don't leave like a residue if you use a paper towel. I like when I clean my car out, I use a lot of these coffee filters because I found when I use towels or paper towels on my dashboard, I would have like little white specks and my car is black. So I've been using a lot of coffee filters to clean with in my car. So much nicer. I don't understand how my bobbins come off of the bobbin stand I got over here. It's a thread stand that I put my bobbins on for machine embroidery. And I tell you, every time I look up, the bobbins are not on the stand. Somebody made these at our quilt guild, little bitty quilt blocks, and they just put a magnet on the back. I'll put that on my magnet board. I didn't have that here before. But since I when I cleaned the room and took out that other shelving unit, I got rid of those color ones with the color drawers, and I kept the metal on top that was on top of the multicolor unit, and I'm using those. I just hot glued them to the side of my case over here, so I can use it as a magnet board. That's been really nice. So I got another, this must have been a gift too. It's a luggage tag. I need to put this on something. Okay. See, 5 minutes, Eric. This area is clean. I can start over again tomorrow. 5 minutes is better than no minutes. Take that to the back. So I got all this stuff that goes to the back now. I don't know where that one goes. Rotary cutters right there. Put that over there. And scraps. See? 5 minutes better than no minutes. And I'm just going, I gotta figure out where, I need a rubber band. But that stuff all goes in the back. Right there. That's it. All I gotta do in the morning is take the box back down to the basement. I'm not. Ooh. Oh boy. He said just leave it. He said I just leave it. I'm only gonna pull it out again anyway. Yeah, that's true, but this mess in here gets to be bad because I tend not to work on one project at a time. So with me doing all of this different stuff I'm doing, there's no telling what I have to do next, or something that needs a quick fixing or something. So yeah, I better clean up when I get the 5 minutes. And Tiffany's halfway through the Lone Star. That's pretty cool. Eric says I use coffee filters when working with glitter. And he says he's got to get his Lone Star done. I never did even do, I have a Lone Star UFO I need to get done. So I said you cannot do Jordan's Lone Star until you get your own finished. And Tiffany saying, who says I can't long arm and watch? So pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead and get off here. I've been on here about well, it says it's 105 minutes up here. So almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. So I don't know what else I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna go get me a big container of water and work my way to the bedroom. Not that that's gonna make me go to sleep or anything, but we'll see. I have a lot. I need to go to the dollar store to get some hangers. I gotta drop something at the post office. I'm trying to think what's on my list outside the house. I need to figure out how to, some stands that I can put stuff on a table and have different layers, different levels, not just one flat layer on a table, because I need to utilize my table space as much as possible. So I need to figure that out too. So, alrighty, so that is it. We still have 21 people that made it through to the end. So thank you all so much for coming in here just to keep me company, because that's all I was on here for. I was looking for company. So thank you all so much. And I will see you all on Wednesday's live chat for sure. 6 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Good night, everybody. Good luck, Tiffany Quilting.